Again? We're talking about this again? Let me check my calendar. Yeah, it's 2023. Hell, 2023 is almost over. We're about to be in 2024. So, I'm incredibly confused this morning as to why we are talking about kneeling for the national anthem again. This is not 2016. This ain't 2020. No one kneels for the national anthem anymore. It's no longer cool. That's so passe. Today, all the cool kids are draping themselves in Palestinian flags and pretending they know what the hell they're protesting. Sports leagues have gotten out of the business of mythical racism, which is what kneeling for the national anthem represented. The NFL, they were quick to distance themselves from Colin Kaepernick. They allow him to finish the 2016 season, then he mysteriously disappeared, never to be seen on an NFL field again. That's what tends to happen when an anti-American doofus is solely responsible for your ratings dropping by 20%. Same thing happened in the NBA. Adam Silver allowed his players to turn the bubble in Orlando into a shrine to mythical racism. I remember seeing LeBron James during the playing of the national anthem, one hand holding the hand of Anthony Davis with LeBron's other hand placed firmly on AD's boodle. Here on the channel, we call that the woke hug. NBA players, they replace their names on the back of their jerseys with these nice virtue signaling messages. It starts today. Yes, we can. End racism, but bongo. Remove that PETA. Rename me Drita. Adam Silver in the NBA, they claim to be promoting this message of unity, inclusion, diversity. Woohoo! Yeah, there was just one problem, one small problem here. The audience wasn't feeling the unity. The NBA audience, they just weren't feeling the inclusion. Those pesky NBA fans, who would have thought that they didn't like being called racist? After noticing ratings for the NBA playoffs and NBA finals falling faster than the Star Trek virgin Mike Freeman while being seduced by Darth Vader, Adam Silver told Rachel Nichols live on ESPN that the NBA is getting out of this shitty business. No one kneels for the national anthem anymore. People are no longer talking about this issue. When LeBron James is interviewed, the media is not asking him what was going through your mind as you got down on your knees in submission and disrespected our military in 2020. No one's asking him that. So let me ask you something. Why is CBS asking Carli Lloyd about it? Better yet, why is CBS asking Carli Lloyd about something that happened almost 10 years ago? Yesterday, Carli Lloyd was the guest on something called Kickin It. Haven't heard that term in a while. Kickin It, that is something I used to say back in high school over 20 years ago. The show airs on the CBS Sports Galazzo network. Casey, what the hell is that? I had never heard of it. According to their website, the CBS Sports Galazzo Network, it is the network dedicated to all the soccer fans here in America. Translation, no one watches this network. The show is hosted by Kate Abdo, Charlie Davies, Maurice Edu, and Clint Dempsey. Who, and who? Were all the real soccer stars too busy? Could they not get David Beckham? Now, in all fairness, I don't follow soccer, so maybe these are the big stars. One thing I know for sure, they were all given A's in Shitfuckery 101. They invite Carli Lloyd on their program to talk about all of her controversy. Carli Lloyd has become such a controversial figure in soccer by doing such controversial things like standing for the national anthem or calling out the political activists disguised as soccer players at the World Cup for their uninspiring performance that ended in huge embarrassing failure. She also called them out for celebrating a draw, a tie game, like they had just won the entire World Cup. You know, controversial opinions. Now, us normal people, we call these views common sense, but in the land of the shitbird, these are highly offensive, highly controversial opinions. During the interview, one of these unknown panelists, they asked Carli Lloyd why she decided to stand for the national anthem during the World Cup 7 years ago. Now, this was during the beginning stages of Megan Rapinoe stealing this strategy from Colin Kaepernick and monetizing it for her own personal gain. Carli Lloyd explained to this anonymous panel that she had already kneeled for the national anthem 5 times before. She had already kneeled in solidarity in this fight against mythical racism. She had already made her stance in this fight against a created enemy. For her final championship game, she wanted to stand for the national anthem. Now, I got the sense that Carli Lloyd was just over it at this point. She claimed that the prepubescent boy was becoming a distraction. Megan Rapinoe was dividing the locker room. She was bullying her teammates if they resisted against her demands for the entire team to kneel for the national anthem. Carli Lloyd was just over the stupidity. She wanted to get back to playing soccer. It's that simple. Now, after she explained her stance to the panel, there was a little bit of pushback. One of the panelists, I think it was Davy Charles, he asked Carli Lloyd, "Didn't you think about all the people who are oppressed? Didn't you think about the marginalized? Oh my, the marginalized! They have suffered through generations of oppression, and you can't take a simple knee to show that you're standing in solidarity with them." First of all, I've always thought it was ironic that they claim to be standing in solidarity while kneeling for the national anthem. I'm pretty sure kneeling is the complete opposite of standing. Second, if you believe the deacons at Woke United Methodist, every single person on this panel, including Carli Lloyd, all of them belong to a marginalized group. They're either marginalized because of their race, because of their gender, or a combination of both. So out of curiosity, I wanted to see what it meant to be oppressed. This morning, I watched a documentary on Netflix called The Last Days. It actually came out, I think, in 1998. It told the story of the Jewish population in Hungary during the final days of the Holocaust. Now, the video footage that was shown, the images I saw during this documentary, those people were oppressed. Grown men weighing all of 60 pounds, women and children barely clinging to survival, all because of their Jewish heritage. That is oppression. Now, let's compare that to modern oppression. Kate Abdo has a net worth over $2 million. Charlie Davies, he's worth over $4 million. Maurice Edu is worth over $5 million. Clint Dempsey, he is the most oppressed of them all with a net worth over $16 million. Where can I sign up for oppression? Where can I send my application? If being worth $16 million is oppression, I think everyone would want to be oppressed. Like I said, there was some mild resistance. There was some minor pushback while Carli Lloyd was being interviewed, but the real fake outrage, it wasn't exposed until after Carli Lloyd left the room. Your typical shitfuckery. You wait until someone leaves the room when they're no longer capable of defending themselves, when they can no longer disprove your propaganda. You wait for them to leave, and then the brainwashing begins. How convenient. According to CBS, this panel of unknown, they stuck around after the interview to give their immediate reactions to Carli Lloyd. Why didn't you give your immediate reaction immediately after she explained herself? Isn't that the definition of immediate? Maybe I'm the one that's confused. Maybe I'm the one that doesn't have a firm understanding of the English language. I looked up the definition of immediate. According to Google, immediate is defined as occurring all at once, instantaneous. Well, I guess my understanding is correct. This was not an immediate reaction to Carli Lloyd. This would be better defined as a delayed reaction. I wonder why. I wonder why they waited for Carli Lloyd to leave the room to express their disappointment in her. My inside sources tell me they not only waited for Carli Lloyd to leave the room, they made sure that she had left the building. They didn't want to take any chances here. They wanted to make sure that their propaganda would be displayed without rebuttal. What you are about to see is 100% garbage. A panel of people faking their outrage, faking their disappointment over something that happened over 7 years ago. Watch for yourself.
I would just feel so disappointed because we have to deal with racism every day or biases every day. What is one more what is 6
You don't
kneelings?
get to opt
or
out.
or you know, you don't get to kneel one time? Like, what is 10 seconds of your life to kneel down to show that you're together with some of your fellow teammates supporting a group of people that are marginalized every day of their life?
No one needs to be oppressed from, I guess, what their view is, to be able to kind of express themselves. But saying that, like, you know, we rock together, so if we're gonna do something, I'm gonna support that cause. Maybe not during the national anthem, I'm not gonna kneel, but before the game, I'm gonna kneel because I'm gonna show that I support it and that I'm with it. And let's just not stop there. Let's do something outside of the pitch.
First of all, how does that guy deal with racism every day? Do you ever notice that examples are never provided? Does racism exist? Obviously, of course, but that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about systemic racism, better known as mythical racism. Me and my girlfriend, we just finished watching season 3 and season 4 of 60 Days In. Now, the season was filmed in Fulton County Jail in Atlanta. There was racism in this facility. One of the white female participants, she was constantly harassed by a black female guard. Now, does that mean that the entire facility is plagued by systemic racism? No. But if the roles were reversed there, that is exactly how the shitfucks would frame it. The anonymous dude in that clip, he asked, what is 10 seconds of your life to kneel down for the marginalized? Why don't we reframe that question? What is 10 seconds of your life to stand for the veterans in our military? The same veterans who defend this country and never complain about their treatment when they return home. They never complain about the conditions at the VA. They never complain about sacrificing their life doing multiple tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. All the while, the so-called marginalized and oppressed people sitting on that CBS panel are making millions of dollars. There was one guy in that clip who disagreed with kneeling for the national anthem, but he still claimed to be supportive of the cause. He still claimed to be willing to stand in solidarity and fight this dangerous enemy. My question is, who is the enemy? Who are we fighting? It's never explained. The media claims to be fighting racism. Meanwhile, you have thousands of people in the streets protesting in major cities across America yelling, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free!" Do you know what that means? I doubt the people chanting it know, but the media, they know exactly what it means. This is why I don't take the media seriously. They claim to be fighting racism, except when it comes to Israel. In that case, they just look the other way, or even worse, they're complicit. But good for Carli Lloyd for being willing to stand her ground here. I know she kneeled for the national anthem before, but you know, we all grow up eventually. People can change. Now, I don't think there is any love lost between Carli Lloyd and Megan Rapinoe. This is just my outside perspective, but I think Carli Lloyd knows that Megan Rapinoe destroyed the U.S. women's soccer team. She divided the locker room. She was a cancer to that program, which is probably why Carli Lloyd was so critical of the activists during the World Cup. But give me your thoughts here. Carli Lloyd defends her stance of standing for the national anthem. After she leaves the interview, the panel is suddenly revived and they give their immediate thoughts on Carli Lloyd, which was fake disappointment and fake outrage. This is typical garbage that we see in the mainstream media. Is it any wonder that they're not trusted? Let me know what you think. Sound off in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. I appreciate every one of you guys and your continued support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.